Well, my ambitions, my goals, like basically I'm a bookkeeper, tax accountant. So I like to kind of teach, train women, men, that are new here.
Yeah.
Everybody has dreams, everybody has goals that they want to do, but if you don't know how to manage your financial situation, what do you do? I have one. It's a bookkeeping accounting business.
Okay.
I do property management as well.
Okay.
Investments and all that. Get something set up for your children.
Yeah.
You lose your spouse, what are you going to do? GoFundMe? Like, I'm not against GoFundMe or anything, but if you have it, these are necessities of life. I just want to see people being able to work it out. We have enough going on in this world, so we don't need to add more, so as a relationship it's very important. Like I said, how you live within your means. If you want something and need something, there's two differences right there. Being able to help people in any way I can, that's my real dream and my real passion.
Hello, Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, Adab. Friends, I'm Sharon Ali and you're watching Hunny Walia shows. In today's segment of Through the Eyes of a Woman, we have with us Zahra Ali. Zahra was born and raised in Canada. She is not only a wife and a mother, but also an entrepreneur with 2 businesses. Zahra, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you for having me. It's great.
So we'll start off with, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. What are your ambitious goals?
Well, my ambitions, my goals, like basically I'm a bookkeeper, tax accountant. So I like to kind of teach, train women, men, that are new here or just don't understand the tax field and what's going on and, financially. I think it's important for all relations to know how to manage their money, because that's an important part of a marriage and any relation really. Like I teach my children, my husband and I, we work together, kind of, so we know where our money is going for our dreams. It's our goals.
Absolutely.
And everybody has dreams, everybody has goals that they want to do, but if you don't know how to manage your financial situation, what do you do?
Exactly.
Right?
So you have 2 businesses?
I have one. It's a bookkeeping accounting business.
Okay.
I do property management as well.
Okay.
Investments and all that through my affiliated with World Financial Group as well. So yeah, I'm a multitasking mom, I guess you can say, or entrepreneur. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you learned how to manage money from home, you would say. Your parents are very good with that while you were growing up?
My parents were very good money management. I also grew up with my aunts and stuff, and my uncle always used to say, live within your means, and it was a very important thing. It hit me, like, I really need to budget. Like, I need to, I'm raising my daughter. I was a single mom for a long time, so teaching her how to manage money and stuff. So you learn from your experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you had that kind of financial advice and structure while you were growing up, through childhood and that. But you had also faced some financial abuse later on in life?
Once my ex and I, it just didn't work out, money-wise. It just was complicated. It just was better that, he deal with his money and I would deal with mine. Because there's always one spouse that's always, the nerd, I guess you can say, and the one that's more financially knows what to do. So I was at that time, we got a budget, we got to do this, because I seen my parents do it. So so yeah.
Well, that's good. So were you kind of like the financial person in that relationship?
Yeah, I was, and it just didn't work out. And I wanted to, like, my husband now, like, he's amazing. Like, he's my rock. Like, he knows how to financially budget and stuff, where I like to spend and splurge like every woman, but but it's great, that you have someone, you need to balance that out. Right. I believe in relationship, you need that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So you were a single mom for a while. Yeah. How was that for you financially? How did you kind of cope with that?
It wasn't too bad because, I worked for a great company for so many years. So, I knew how much she needed and what she was to have as a necessity. I just budgeted. I learned that, live within your means. That was like a big thing for me, and I still do that, and I train my children the same thing. Like, if there's different things, meaning in needs and wants. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So you're not only a financial advisor, so to speak, but you mentor your clients as well.
Yes. So I do have a few clients I'm helping. They are newcomers. They're just going through some abuse. Basically, they came to this country and thought, you know, we can do this, but husband has more control.
Yeah.
And the women have no knowledge of, you know, they get their child tax benefits. They don't really get it. Then the spouse wants to kind of, you know, take over.
Oh,
So they just don't understand stuff like that. So I've been trying to guide them and say, look, you need to sit down. You need to, as a couple, you need to figure out how you want to manage your home. But some of them, it's really difficult. So they just don't know what to do,
right.
So they don't know where to go. So I've been guiding them. Like we're in Canada. There's such great programs here to help a lot of these ladies, you know, and work it out that way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have your own business?
Yes.
So do you have an office of your own? Do you work through home?
No, I'm at home. I work through home. Yeah.
So how do you kind of advertise your business? Is it just
it's through Facebook.
Okay.
Like I said, voluntarily I'm helping families. That's just something from my heart, because I just believe that women sometimes you just need a friend that's not a friend, you know, that's outside of your,
like a third party,
just to hear and just sort of guide them and motivate them, you know. So like I love reading motivating stuff too, just to help me. I have my daily goals that I do. I teach my kids the same thing. So the same concept I use with other ladies as well too. So
So when these ladies come to you, do they come with their husbands or they come alone?
They come alone.
So they're married, but they usually come alone. They just want to get more advice from you.
It's not that they come, it's more over the phone. Because with COVID we haven't been able to go out. So but just talking to them when husband's not around, you know, or in-laws or family, you know, I had one, you know, she was going through a lot of abuse through her own in-laws and stuff. But, you know, I guided her. I said, look, you got to put your feet down and become a woman, and you need to be strong, you know. And now her and her husband are doing great. Like they're doing awesome. Like they're being able to communicate. They're able to manage their money and come up with ideas on how to, you know, do that. And that made me happy, you know.
Yeah, to make someone life change in a better way is always a good feeling.
You know, we all go through ups and downs as couples, and I think it's so important for the communication, you know, work together, or, you know, you're living together, everything is important that you communicate, you know, because if you don't, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and absolutely. And not even in that aspect, like even if a lot of women, or men for that matter, because sometimes women are the financial keepers of the home. If something, God forbid, happens to the other spouse, you know, then that spouse that wasn't taking care of anything financially or has no idea is kind of, you know, they're lost at that point. Like, what do you do, right?
And that's the same thing. And then I see so many women, and I'm not just saying in the Indian or Pakistani community, but even in Canadian wise, you know, get something set up for your children. You lose your spouse, what are you going to do? GoFundMe? Like, I'm not against GoFundMe or anything, but if you have it, these are necessities of life. If you don't have that, how are you going to survive? How are your children going to know?
Right.
You know, because as parents, the kids are learning from us. They're not learning from anybody else, right? So it's our responsibility to teach them.
Exactly.
So
when these women come to you, like for your advice or whatnot, what kind of makes them, or what is it that kind of sets them off to come to you and decide, like, okay, I want to know what's going on financially? Because like, what is that kind of makes them?
I listen. First, I listen to what the issue is.
Okay.
You know, I give them that support as a friend. I don't make them think like I'm a teacher or something. You got to be friends with somebody. You got to bring that trust into it, so that they understand, you know, that, hey, I'm not saying leave your marriage, because that's one thing I don't think anybody should. You know, I think there's always a way to solve a situation. So I kind of guide them in that direction and say, look, there's ways to solve the problem. There's always a solution.
Yeah, absolutely.
To everything. So
at the point where they're coming to see you, they're actually at the point where they're considering leaving their spouse? Like, are they that upset and that frustrated?
Some are, because, you know, some are mentally, some are emotionally, and some are even financially abused. And, you know, I just do it from the goodness of my heart. You know, I don't charge or anything. It's just, that's a volunteer thing.
Oh, it's a volunteer thing you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's something I voluntarily.
Wow,
yeah,
very nice.
because I think every woman's gone through some sort of stuff in their life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's pretty much the part that I do on my own as a volunteer. So
that's great. And what are some of the biggest issues that women have financially? Is it because their spouse is not telling them anything, or is it?
It's basically not having access to money. Like
period, like at all.
Period at all.
Oh, wow.
So if they want something, they have to go to the spouse, or you know, if they need something, or the kids need something, the spouse is the one who controls everything. And I'm trying to say, look, you're in Canada, you can actually have your own bank account.
Absolutely.
Put some money away, you know, start saving for yourself, start saving for your kids, you know, like, it's not that hard, but some situations it's very complicated.
I think it's because it might be the control factor, right? In some situations where the woman doesn't have a say, maybe.
Yeah,
you know, and that sort of thing. So, are these working women that come to you?
And that's the thing. A lot of them aren't working, and they want to work, but then the spouse has that control. You know, and I just read a lot of stories through, even on Facebook, through groups and stuff. But it's just, it's very sad.
Yeah.
You know how our community, you know, especially, you know, has come to that extent, you know, like that's not how we were raised, like, you know, everything should be equal.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
Absolutely. I think, and sometimes you just, you know, a woman or whatnot, a person, I should say, gets so used to being, you know, in a certain place, and so you say, okay, so this is the person who owns the money or has the money type thing, that they just get used to that. They don't know if there's more freedom out there to choose and do what you want to do, right?
Yeah, and a lot of them don't know that. They come here, they don't know there's all these programs, or even for schooling, you know, they don't know where to go, how to go.
Right.
And I'm not scared to speak, so you know, I will find out for you. I will list it up. You give them a call, you know, just even some positive thoughts and stuff, you know.
That's great.
So,
so you give them places to where to go and where to connect and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So what are some examples that women come to you with, like, what are some of their financial, I guess, difficulties?
Like I said, that was one, is just not being able to access any money. A lot of them are just, you know, husbands are just not providing the necessities even. You know, that's like the biggest thing right now, you know, and not having any knowledge about money or taxes, like, oh, I didn't know I have to pay taxes, or I'm like, it's a part of the law here, you know. So these kind of things are just, you know, financial wise, but then, you know, they have all these other personal stuff, you know. Like I said, if you don't communicate in one area, then how are you going to survive and do stuff with every other part of your marriage, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you find that talking and mentoring these women actually makes a difference? Like, do they go back and actually do something about it?
Some of them do. You know, like, I started just doing this. It's only been about a year.
Okay.
But I found a lot of them, like I said, one of them came back. She's doing awesome.
Oh, wow.
And they said thank you, and, you know, how we pay back. I'm like, I don't want anything, you know. I just want to see people being able to work it out, you know. We have enough going on in this world, you know, so we don't need to add more, you know. So as a relationship, it's very important, you know, to have that. I think it's important.
So I can feel that you are very passionate about this, about helping people and knowing, you know, financially what to do and that sort of thing. So where did this all come about? Just from you, like, was it from you? I know you said you had a marriage where that was kind of a factor. Yeah. But was it from that, or just from childhood and wanting to help people?
Like I said, I watched my parents. They were really good money-wise, you know, and it just, I loved it. Like, I loved seeing, you know, there was no issues with money. My mom needed something, she'd get it. If my dad wanted, they had their joint account. They worked together, like, they communicated, you know, and I learned in my past that just didn't work, you know, so that kind of tore me and said, this is not right, like, something's not right. Like, when you grow up in a certain way, then you expect your life to be that way.
Absolutely.
So then I had to change my life because I was a single mom. So then I became dependent, and I just, everything was me, you know. And now I'm married, and my husband, like, he's very money wise. Like, he's, you know, alhamdulillah. So he's very good with money, where I'm not. So we have our moments, but, you know, we work it. Like, I started to listen to him, and, you know, I think it was the best thing for me is like he knew what he's doing with money where I didn't. But now we communicated.
Right.
And things are good. So.
That's great. So you say your husband now is like your rock. He's so supportive.
He is.
So what does he support you with? Like everything you do, or just the financial part of it, or just kind of everything?
He's with everything. Yeah. Because I think with him too, because he's Pakistani, you know, the culture is it was a shock for him too. Right. You know, and I respect that. You know, you come to a new country and you're like, whoa, it's different. Yeah. Because back home it's different, right? Yeah. So here he handles things very well, very strong person. And I think that's important in a relation. When you don't have a strong person, things don't work out. Yeah. You know, he's made me stronger. Like how I was before, I was totally different, you know, from what my friends say. Like I've become a stronger woman. Yeah. So now I have children, my girls, like they're learning, you know, I'm trying to teach them, you know, it's just because they're going to get married, they're going to have a relation, so they will need to know this is how you need to survive. And,
with the communication. And so what kinds of things do you tell your girls as far as like?
Saving money, you know, like I said, how you live within your means. Yeah. You know, if you want something and need something, there's two differences right there.
Yes, a want and a need, absolutely.
You know, all kids want this or they need this, but they're being taught that's just not how it is, you know. So how we budget with food or, you know, even just the necessities of life, you know, like they're still young, but it's better to start them when they're younger.
Oh, absolutely. Right. I completely agree. Completely agree. Yeah. So aside from your businesses, what other kinds of things do you do? You have any hobbies or any other kind of passions? Reading,
Reading. My husband got me into reading. Okay. So I do have books and stuff. I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. We just had his big, about 3 weeks ago, a big 4-day session all day live on his show, so that was something, you know, the kids sort of joined in with me. Oh, nice. Very motivating, it was just a whole new person, like I feel like a whole new person, you know, so it's kind of good, stuff like that.
Oh, that's great, great to hear. So what's like a day like for you? What do? You have your business, you have your girls.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, I'm at home because the girls are homeschooling, so I work on building my business. Like I said, it's a bookkeeping, accounting, so, you know, trying to get that going, you know, so that's like making calls, you know, Facebook page I have, like, you know, my I have my, web page that I've been trying to update and stuff. I'm trying to do it on my own. Like my husband designed it for me. So I made a little changes, but, you know, but yeah, just trying to build my business, basically.
And where did you and your husband meet? Was it here?
No, I actually met him through family back home.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I went back home, and yeah, we talked for about a year. Nice. And then we got our nikah done.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, wonderful to hear.
Yeah, we've been married 15 years coming.
Wow.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Wow. Congratulations. Wow, 15 years. That's awesome. Yeah. It's so nice. You know, sometimes I find relationships too, if you're married to a certain type of man, and sometimes you end up marrying the same kind of man after, in some cases, but it's so nice that you've married someone that, you know, that's kind of opposite of what you had before, and that
him and I are like, but you know, I respect him. That's the biggest thing. You know, what he says, what he does. You know, may not agree, I may not listen at the same time, but but it's great. You know, it's great.
I think respect is a very big factor as well. Wow. So that's what so you have your businesses, and then you have like the mentoring part. That's what you said. It's on like a volunteering basis, volunteer basis. Yeah. Okay. And does that go on like continuously, or is it kind of like you get women contacting you once in a while?
Once in a while. You know, I haven't advertised it yet very much because, like, you know, dealing with my own home and business, you know, this is something I do on my own time, you know, but my number's there. I'm open to any woman that just wants to sit and talk and just sort of, you know, need some guidance and stuff, you know. So yeah, I love doing that. I love people. I love people. So
that's a great thing you're doing. That's wonderful. It's nice to have someone like you would volunteer your time to people, you know, like this, who don't have the knowledge to do these kinds of things, or even, you know where to go or start. So are these mainly like immigrant women, or are
mostly
they
immigrant? And the thing is, I can speak Punjabi, I can speak Hindi, a little bit of Urdu, because you know, they're all similar. It's great. So it's good to know that, you know, if I know the language, so if they have an English issue, or they don't know how to call a bank or something, I'm willing to help them with that.
Oh, that's great.
You know, so I've done a lot of translating for people before, so I thought, you know what, why not? What's a big
and
deal?
even like word of mouth too, when you help this woman, they're saying, hey, there's this great lady, give her a call.
Yeah.
She'll help you out. That's such a wonderful thing you're doing.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's great.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to some kind of fun, personal, not too personal, but questions just to get to know you a bit better. Okay. Okay. What do you think is the most important thing in a relationship?
I believe respect.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Because if you don't have that, there's no point of a relationship.
Absolutely. And I can tell that your husband and you have that.
I have for him, big time.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I don't have him, that's.
And I think it makes the bond stronger too, right? Yeah. Who would you say is more stubborn, you or your husband?
Myself.
Yeah. And you full on admit it?
I totally admit I am.
What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of the accomplishment I have done over the years for myself. You know, to where I was and where I'm going and where I'm going to go. I'm proud that I'm strong, like I can do it. You know, it's called sabr, I guess. Right?
Yeah, patience.
Patience, and I have a lot of that. So
that's great. That's kind of a hard thing with me. I need to get more of that. I don't have patience. And I'll be the first to admit that. But it's great if you have that. It's perfect. What are some of the things you do to de-stress?
I do yoga.
Oh, okay.
So when I feel really down or just, we have our moments and stuff, you know, there's a little bit of meditating or there's yoga. I just throw on a YouTube video. There's so many out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I say to women, you don't have to leave the house, really, if you don't want to. Just do it at home.
Nowadays, you don't have to leave the house for anything. Everything is on YouTube or Google, whatever information or, you know, anything you need to learn. Do you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
I'm kind of both. It depends on the situation, I would say.
Depends on the situation. Okay. What is your favorite time of year?
I love summer. I love summer.
What little we have of it.
Whatever we have of it. I love gardening, so I love putting flowers and stuff. So that's what I do during, which is coming up here soon. So spring, summer, you know, it's a good time.
Wonderful. Who's a better cook, you or your husband?
Of course I am.
Yeah, of course you are.
I am.
Does he cook?
He can. He makes, you know, his favorite thing, chai or omelets are good. He makes great omelets. Yeah, give him credit. He tries. So.
What are you most passionate about? I guess aside from your helping people in that, is there anything else that you...
My real passion is, like, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
That was my dream job. But it just, you know, with kids and stuff, it was hard. But having my own business and just running it and being able to help people in any way I can, that's my real dream and my real passion.
Right. Good. That's great. What do you like most about yourself?
I think myself, I'm a very outgoing person. I'm very caring. Like
I can tell.
I get emotional easily, but because I don't know, I connect with people. I can just, I don't know, it's just the connection we have. I just want to be there, like, even though it may not be good for me, but at least I know that I'm doing something to help somebody somehow.
And I think it's a satisfaction that you get in doing that, which is the best, you know, best feeling of all. Is know that you've helped somebody and, you know, change something in their life for the better. Would you prefer pasta or biryani?
Biryani. I make good biryani, so I love it.
There you go. Zahra, is there anything you'd like to say to our viewers out there? Any comments, any advice that you'd like to give them at all?
Sure. I just want to say, like, any woman or couple, you know, you have your ups and downs out there. Communicate. There's ways to solve a problem. You don't need violence. You don't need, you know, bad words, but just talk, communicate. There's so much that you can learn from each other. You know, God's given you that relationship, you know, and, you know, go by it. I think it's very important.
Absolutely. And respect each other.
And respect.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
the biggest thing.
And I'm here. So anybody needs to chat, you know, you can call me, and I'm willing to help anybody. And with taxes, hey, it's tax season. I have my services ready to go. So
there you go. And you're going to be pretty busy here soon.
I've been busy
already.
Alhamdulillah, I've got some great clients, so I'm doing good.
That's great. Well, I'm very happy with where you're going and what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're doing a fabulous thing for these women as well, helping them out, showing your concern and getting them where they need to be, you know, to be a better person in a better relationship. So thank you so much for that. I'm sure our viewers are very happy to hear that there's someone out there like you doing that as well. So
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your journey with us.
Thanks.
And to our viewers, thank you so much for all your love and support. If you'd like to be on Hunny Walia shows, please inbox or message us. For more Hunny Walia shows, log on to our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, take care.